What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. We have a 13-game main slate on FanDuel today. It's different than DraftKings. I really wish FanDuel did what DraftKings did. I don't know why they included the 5 games at 6:40 Eastern. They usually don't. They usually make that an early slate. But, we'll work with what we have. They also kind of dropped the ball on the after-hour slate, too, because we have 5 games starting at 8:10 Eastern, and they only included the last 2 games on the after-hour slate. So the slates could have been a lot better today in terms of FanDuel, but it's all right. We got a big main slate. I'm doing a free Guru credit code in this video, and as usual, I will give you that code after the first couple of my plays. Give this video a like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. Hoping to start the weekend off on a great note. We're that much closer to NFL season. I still have early bird discounts for the NFL season. You can message me and I can show you what those are. Those will probably be available for the remainder of August, but definitely jump on that as soon as possible. We got a tricky slate here today. We have a lot of great hitting spots. We have a Coors Field game with the Padres in town. The Padres look good. Biggest over-under on the slate. Not a shocker there. 11.5 over-under. Everyone is priced up. We don't have any cheap pitchers on this slate. So, expensive bats, expensive pitchers make it pretty tough. But we do want to focus on spending up at pitcher today. And then we can try to find some value bats. I have some value bats in this video that we can look at. Obviously, things are subject to change based on starting confirmed lineups later on. But the only 2 games with rain around, the 2 games that have good pitching, the Mariners at the Pirates, there's a chance there's delays. We got to wait on an update on that report. It could end up being fine. It could also end up going the other way and being dicey. But if it's fine, obviously Paul Skeens against the strikeout-prone Mariners team. He's at home. He looks great even at that elevated price tag of $11.2K. Logan Gilbert on the other side, I wouldn't really look his way. I would much rather go $700 more for Skeens. Corbin Burns, decent spot at home against the Red Sox. I don't mind it, but I do think Garrett Cole is the best option. He's projected for 39 fantasy points, but this game is the second game with rain around. It looks a little bit less threatening. Again, we'll wait on an update, but I will put Garrett Cole in this video because I do think there's a much higher chance of there being, not a problem with rain versus there being a problem. So Garrett Cole at 9,800 looks good. Matchup, pretty top tier here in Detroit. Detroit, more of a pitcher's ballpark. We have him at a minus 192 favorite, 8 over under. Again, he's projected the second highest amount of fantasy points on this slate behind Paul Skeens. And Skeens, I think, is at like 41. So, to be only a couple of points projected below, but be, $1,400 cheaper makes him a better value play in my eyes. I like Garrett Cole. In terms of other pitchers, we can't go really anywhere below 8,300. I looked at these cheaper guys earlier, and I don't like any of them. They're all in bad spots. They're all gonna most likely struggle. So Rin Nelson, if you wanted to get cheap, he's the cheapest guy I'm looking at for pitcher on FanDuel today at 8,300. At Tampa Bay, not a bad spot. He's been looking better as of late. The Rays do strike out. His last, 4 out of his last 5 starts have looked good. He has a 47, 47, and 58 in there, so the upside's there. I don't mind it. I'm not sure if I'll be looking his way, but in terms of, going as cheap as possible, I wouldn't go below 8,300, it's what makes this slate very difficult tonight. Not interested in any of these guys above Rin Nelson. If we end up running into rain issues with both Paul Skeens and Garrett Cole, the next guys I'd be looking at are the young guys, and that's Spencer Schwellenbach, however you want to say it. Good matchup against the Angels, and then Spencer Arrighetti, who has been he's had a terrible start to the year, and then he's really turned it on as of late. Lots of big games in there. 25 strikeouts in his last 13 innings over the last 2 starts. So he's in great form. He has a great matchup at home against the White Sox. He's a minus 290 favorite. So if I'm not going to Skeens, if I'm not going to Cole, the next guy is Spencer Arrighetti. Now, we're used to, seeing him around 8K, if not a little cheaper. But since he's been, rolling so well as of late, we've seen his price go up to 9,500, but I still like it. Even at that price, projected for 36 plus fantasy points. I like Arrighetti as well. If we're going to, go off of Skeens or Garrett Cole. For the infield, we're going to get cheap, and I don't think there's many great spots tonight for bats that we can go cheap on. I do think the best cheap value team is the Minnesota Twins tonight against Andrew Heaney, the lefty, on the Rangers. There's a lot of cheap right-handed bats in this Twins lineup for tonight. With Byron Buxton on the shelf, that just opens up, extra opportunities for these guys. It's a very similar situation as yesterday. The Twins faced a lefty yesterday in Bradford, so we're going to see a very similar lineup. Our first guy, I think Kyle Farmer, is going to be batting 6th again. He can play 3 different positions on FanDuel, and he is almost bare minimum at 2,100. He can save you some salary. He hit an inside the park home run last night. It got ruled a triple. There was a little bit of a bobble in center field, but personally, when I saw the video, I thought it should have been ruled an inside the park home run. But regardless, at this price, hitting in the middle or, towards the middle of this Twins lineup, I do like this play to save some money. I do think, like I said, the Twins, pretty valuable team tonight on a slate that doesn't have many cheap bats. 8.5 over-under, so the Twins should be able to generate some runs. Andrew Heaney has not been good as of late. 4 ERA. He has a couple of good starts, but for the most part, 3 out of his last 4 starts have not been good. He's been getting hit around a decent amount, so I do like targeting these cheap Twins bats. Another guy, decent chance he's batting cleanup tonight with the righty-lefty matchup. Jose Miranda, our second infield play, 2,600. This is just another great play here. He's batting .310. He hasn't played the whole year, but hitting cleanup at this price, I do think it's worth the play. He can play third base and first base. Miranda looks pretty good. He's not, I'm not officially picking him, but you could look at like Manuel Margot probably leading off as well. 2,500 righty-lefty matchup. There are some good value right-handed hitters for the Twins tonight that we could take advantage of, and we need it because, like I've said already, a handful of times, there's not a lot of great, cheap hitting spots on this slate. For my GURU credit code, go to my website, hit the shop page. You got to be signed in for these, credits to go into your account where you buy all your usual credits. Go to this little coupon bar and type in the code 816 for the date, August 16th, coins. All caps. My codes are always all caps, 816 coins. Hit apply coupon. You'll get 10 credits. Put into your balance, and again, just like this video, and subscribe. I'll be doing plenty more giveaways, and like I did last year and probably the years before, as I start making NFL videos, I'm going to do a huge GURU credit code for that week 1 NFL video. For the outfield, another decently cheap guy. The Mets are in a really good spot tonight. One of the better teams to stack, minus 245 favorites at home against the Marlins. Roddery Munoz on the Marlins, 5.7 ERA. Cheapest guy in the heart of this lineup, JD Martinez, 2,900. Should be batting third. I like getting cheap here. Another decent value piece on a slate that is tough to find value hitters. Sub 3K looks like a really good price on JD Martinez tonight. I do like him in the outfield for the Mets, for a team that, looks pretty good on paper. One of the best teams to stack on this slate. We got the Mets up there, obviously the Padres, the Dodgers against Mikolas at St. Louis. What are some other good spots? The Orioles minus 180 against the Red Sox. Cooper Criswell on the mound for the Red Sox. And that's basically it. And I just realized too that the fourth play, I ended up doing 3 infield plays. The Phillies, in my opinion, maybe arguing with the Coors Field game. Obviously, the Padres in a great spot. But outside of the Coors Field game, the Phillies are the best team to stack tonight. Minus 280 favorite. Corbin. Love picking on Corbin. Corbin couldn't be in a worse spot tonight. Not only because he's not a good pitcher, but because he's in Philadelphia. And the Phillies lineup is obviously a great lineup. He should struggle tonight. I think the best spend up on the board tonight is Trey Turner. For our fourth value play tonight, 3,700. Should be batting second. We all know what Trey Turner can do. Being sub 4K in this position at home against Corbin, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, players to pick on tonight's slate. Try to get as many Phillies as possible. They looked great yesterday. We saw Alec Boehm hit a homer. He's not too expensive at 3,400 for a cleanup hitter. Castellanos, not too expensive. Probably batting 5th or 6th next to JT Realmuto. So there's some value to be had on this Phillies team as a top team to stack on this slate. But like I said, not a ton of cheap guys. I do think we're going to have to really utilize the Minnesota Twins tonight. But as I always say, we got to wait on confirmed lineups to see if we can find some cheap guys hitting at the top of a lineup. That'll do it for this video, guys. Give it a like. Thanks for stopping by. Again, let's have a huge Friday. Let's have a nice weekend. And give this video a like. And until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.